Every American knows this box. White cardboard, a thin metal handle, folded into a shape that somehow becomes a plate. It's so common we barely notice it anymore. But this box didn't come from China. And it didn't just hold food. It changed how America eats. Before Chinese takeout became a national habit, food was meant to be eaten in restaurants, or at home. Takeout existed, but it was limited, messy, inconvenient. Chinese food was different, because Chinese American restaurants had to be different. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, Chinese immigrants faced extreme discrimination. Laws restricted where they could live, what jobs they could hold, and who they could serve. Running a restaurant was one of the few options available, but survival required adaptation. American customers wanted food fast, cheap, portable, and clean. Traditional Chinese dishes were never designed for that. So Chinese American cooks reimagined not just recipes, but packaging. The white takeout box was not invented in China. It was invented in America, and not even by Chinese immigrants at first. In 1894, an American inventor patented a folded paper container known as the oyster pail. It was designed to carry raw oysters. The box was cheap, leak-resistant, and easy to stack, but oyster sellers didn't want it. Chinese restaurants did. The folded design solved a major problem. It kept food warm, it prevented spills, and it could be carried home without plates. For immigrant-run restaurants serving working-class Americans, this mattered. The box spread quickly through Chinatowns in New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. It was never about tradition. It was about survival. Chinese American food was already evolving. Recipes were adjusted to American tastes. Portions were larger, flavors were sweeter, cooking was faster. The takeout box completed the transformation. For the first time, food didn't need a table. Chinese food could travel. By the mid-20th century, America was changing. Cities grew, commutes got longer, families became busier. The idea of dinner at home, without cooking, became appealing. Chinese takeout fit perfectly. It was affordable, it fed families, and it came in its own container. The box became part of the experience. It wasn't hidden, it was iconic. Fold the sides down, and it became a plate. No dishes, no cleanup. This wasn't accidental. It was brilliant design. Other cuisines followed. Pizza got its own box. Fast food followed suit. But Chinese takeout was first to normalize eating restaurant food at home. And with that shift, American food culture changed. The takeout box also shaped how Chinese food was perceived. It was clean, contained, non-threatening, at a time when Chinese Americans were still viewed with suspicion. This mattered. The box acted like a bridge. It made foreign food feel familiar. By the 1970s and 1980s, Chinese takeout wasn't ethnic food anymore. It was comfort food, a Friday night tradition, a college staple, a city essential, and that white box became a symbol, so powerful that people assumed it came from China. It didn't. In China, food is shared, served on plates, eaten together. The takeout box doesn't belong there, because it belongs here. The white takeout box is American. Just like fortune cookies, just like chop suey, these things weren't mistakes. They were responses, created by immigrants navigating a hostile system. The box didn't just carry food. It carried opportunity. It allowed Chinese restaurants to expand beyond their walls, to serve neighborhoods that would never sit down inside a Chinatown restaurant, to become part of everyday American life. Today, millions of takeout boxes are used every day. Most people never question them, but they represent one of the biggest shifts in how Americans eat. We eat on couches, at desks, in cars, because someone, over a century ago, folded paper in a new way. This is not the story of packaging. It's the story of adaptation. The white takeout box changed American food forever. Not by accident, but by necessity. This is Chop Suey Stories, where everyday food reveals how America really works.